Alright, welcome back to Meteorology 101. In this video, I'm going to go through the radar, look at any reported amounts of snowfall. We got some record snowfall amounts, and then we're going to pull up some weather charts, and then if we have time, we'll hit some models, see what the next system coming through, and we may do that in a separate video. Sometimes these charts get a little bit time consuming, so we'll see how long this video goes. Right now, we're just going to take a look at the radar, and then we'll go from there. So, right now I'm on Oklahoma City's radar. Let me get the latest loop popped up. Looks like we do have some snowfall in that area. A lot of this stuff's a lot of clutter around these radar systems. Just picking up some extra stuff, but this looks pretty real here. So let me download the loop for this. For Frederick, Oklahoma. Play that loop. Looks like that system, a little bit of troughing or something building up there, giving some lift, a little bit of mixture to the south, or that just could be just a reflective stuff off the radar. Here, let's pull another one to the south, do a comparison. Start pulling radars around compared to other radars. You can get the full story if these are available. That one's offline. So let's download these loops. Not really having much luck here. Laughlin Air Force Base. Alright, here's some mixture. Snow mix, freezing rain, rain. Pretty much we have everything you can ask for in this radar. Let's get the loop on this thing. So that's looking pretty good. Freezing rain, Midland, Odessa, Texas. Let's get to the west just a little bit, see what we have. Looks like maybe some snowfall or mixture. Probably a mixture more right there, and then a little bit of rainfall behind that. We'll go look at some charts, see what the temperatures are in these areas. This is New Mexico. Cannon Air Force Base. Get a loop on that one. Maybe some light snow showers around that radar. Up into the panhandle of Texas, a little bit heavier snow. Download these loops as I go. Once we'll get through all this, we'll look at the national radar, get the big picture. But right now we're looking like there's starting to get some snowfall back down in Texas again. There's little airports like the TOKC, that's like a small airport where individual radar. That's probably the airport. Then the KTLX is the National Weather Service. Those are National Weather Service puts their products out for these programs to go download, and then we get something to actually look at. There's local airports. They really don't post their data for the public a lot of times, and sometimes you'll click on them. Sometimes you'll get the data. Sometimes you won't. But definitely some snowfall coming into Oklahoma City. That was Frederick we downloaded earlier. Here's Tulsa. Let me get on the National Weather Service radar. Just some clutter stuff around the radar. That could be just some low-level moisture that it's picking up. I mean, if you turn off the precept type, it still does show a blue, that's more of a ground clutter. I could pull up base reflectivity, it'd probably wipe out most of that stuff. So here's what I'm looking for, like these reports. Let's go get this report. In one of these shots, there was there it is, 5.5 inches of snow was reported, Douglas, Missouri, by amateur radio. And 5.5 inches. So we'll keep an eye on those. That's what I'm looking for, is those reports, and then we're gonna see what kind of snowfall. This is Little Rock. I don't know if there's any reports through these. There's one to the north. That's the same thing. A lot of the snowfall, we did get record snowfalls, I think, down in Texas and all that. Definitely the temperatures, icing, power outages. Texas is hurting right now, so we need to pray for those people. And then St. Louis. We get on the National Weather Service radar. See what kind of reports we got around this area. There's a that's up in Illinois. Beecher City, 9.2 inches of heavy snow was reported. Illinois got hit pretty hard. There definitely was some record snowfalls probably in that area. I don't know about record, but there was, because Illinois does get quite a bit of snowfall, but there was some pretty significant snowfall in Illinois. We'll go back through these. Hopefully some of these older ones come up. There's a 7 inches. That's over in Indiana. Kind of jumping ahead of ourselves here. There's a 9 inch to the south. Here's a 6 inch. Paxton. There we go. We got a few more now. All right, 6 inches. Yeah, probably nothing. 6.8 inches. No records set up here. 5.2 inches of heavy snow. 6.5 inches. So storm total snow 6 inches. So 6 inches throughout Illinois. There were some other plots through there that I found earlier that were like reporting 11 inches and stuff like that. So that's what I was looking for. Chicago area, I think they were up to 13. There's a 16. Kenosha, reported by a train spotter, 16.0 inches. 13.2 inches in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And 4 inch also reported in Milwaukee. But closer to the lake, to Lake Michigan, was 13 inches reported there. Let's download that loop. We'll scoot back a few, see if we got something else come up. No, pretty much northern Indiana, 9 inches. Oh, that was via Twitter. Take the social media reports with a grain of salt. Some of those guys that just sit there and report on social media don't even go outside, so be careful with those. Storm total reported via Twitter, 8 inches. National Weather Service employee, this is a definite reliable source, and that was 6.5 inches of heavy snow. 8 inches to the south, Greentown. That was on the Kokoraz website. You can register on that website and become a reporter to report snow amounts, rainfall. They want as many reporters as they can. They tell you where to put your rain gauge, all that stuff. It's pretty good information. All right, Indianapolis. Let's see what we got here. Any reports around Indy? 7 inches by an emergency manager. 7.7 inches. 2 miles northeast of Greencastle. There's a 9 inches in Beecher. Getting over to Ohio. I'm right outside the 275 loop right here. I can tell you we got 2 inches of ice pellets. All that's kind of stuck together now, just one big ice chunk, and then we got about 2 or 3 inches of snow on top of that. Just that light, fluffy snow. You can just blow it around. The wind blows, and it's everywhere. You can get a little bit drifting out of that. Nothing impressive though. I drove the 275 loop during that storm, and we got ice pellets all the way around that loop. Even though the radar was showing this blue, looking like that was all snowfall, and a lot of the YouTube guys were reporting it as snowfall. It was not snow. It was all ice. We had mostly mixture on the east side of the city. That was all mostly a mixture until overnight we started getting into the snowfall. Once that freezing level dropped and it all became snow, and then we got that, like I said, about 3 inches of snow on top of that icing. But over here, it was all the way around that loop yesterday. I ran into 2 spots that where snow flurries were falling. Pretty decent sized flakes, but it only lasted for a few minutes right there through that little clip of Indiana. And then coming back to the south, started dropping south right on the east side of that loop, and that's where it started seeing some mixture of rain and snow mix hitting the windshield, and that only lasted for a few seconds too. I hardly even used the wipers all the way around this loop during that storm. It was mostly ice. 7.7 inches. We said that one. Any other reports? Let's go up to maybe up in Dayton. Here's one way up here, up north. It's 2 miles northwest of Mexico, Ohio, and that is all they say snow. 24-hour snowfall by a trained spotter, 10 inches even. Up here by Lake Erie, 2 inches. See if anything else pops up here. Up in the northeast, 1.2 inches. Probably nothing significant to talk about over there. So another thing I seen was earlier today. I did a video, but I'm having trouble with my software and this thing crashing on me. So in eastern Kentucky, we had quite a few reports. West Virginia, there were a few reports. Let's go download these, see what happens. Nothing now. So, but eastern Kentucky got hit pretty hard with ice, and there were trees down, power lines down. The trees were falling across the roads, taking power lines down, and the trees were catching on fire. There was quite a few reports of that. There was actually one highway, I don't remember what road that was, but they said there were 50 trees down on that road. We'll see if I can pull part of that video, if I can recover any of it. I recorded all that earlier, and it just came out as a corrupt file, so I had to pretty much unload a lot of software, reload, get this thing straightened out. So don't really see anything else. Way up to the north was that Pennsylvania. 1/4 inch of freezing rain, 1.25 inches of sleet. Hornell, it's in Steuben, New York. 6.5 inches, northern Indiana. 8 inches, 9 inches, 8 inches. So Indiana and Illinois was pretty much the 2 states that took a lot of hit on this thing. Illinois especially, I'd like to see some of those come back up. But there we go, 6, 6, 6. Now there was quite a bit. There was a lot more than that earlier. Alright, so I'm going to stop this right here. We're going to go over to the charts, and we're going to pull the surface temperatures. Then we're going to pull some pressures and see what we got over there. Alright, before we get to the charts, I want to talk about the national radar real quick. It looks like we are getting a little bit of a system here building up over northern Texas, southern Oklahoma, right around that Frederick radar. That's picking up pretty good. Then all through the upper elevations, hitting that rain snow line and coming down into some mixture in western Texas. And then it looks like our cold front was off the coast. That's causing those rain showers throughout along that cold front. And then that was as we look at the charts, we'll see if there's a secondary front or maybe a post frontal trough that's extending through the Midwest. We got pretty much the cold air, this cool air behind that cold front, and then with the high pressure system, we got that cold air that's pushing south from there, and maybe there's another front there separating those two air masses. So we'll get into the charts and break this down, see what's going on.